What's up, everybody? Today in this video, we're going to talk about the Garmin ECHOMAP UHD 75sv, as well as the Garmin small ice fishing kit. But before we get into this review, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the other great stuff that I got coming out. Before getting into some of the details, I just want to clarify something. The 73, the 74, and the 75 SVs are all the exact same unit. The only difference between them is which map package comes with them. The 75 SV is the one that comes preloaded with the Canada Lakeview maps, which is why obviously I have it because I live in Canada. And that's actually the same with the 93, 94, and 95 as well. I can't say with 100% certainty because I don't own one, but I'm pretty sure that the 93, the 94, and the 95s are all the exact same in terms of functionality as the 7-inch units. It's just in a 9-inch unit instead. So before getting into the specifics of the actual fish finder, I want to talk about the small ice fishing kit. So when you buy the small ice fishing bundle from Garmin, you get this bag, which is the same bag that came with my Striker 4 portable bundle. It's a great bag and it fits up to the 7-inch models. So I know when I was trying to figure out which one to buy, one retailer tried to tell me that the large bundle is the only one that'll work with the 7-inch units, but that is false. I got the small one and my 7-inch unit here zips up just fine inside of this bag. So what you get when you buy the small ice fishing bundle is you get this nice 7 amp hour battery. It's a lead acid battery, so it's a little bit heavy, but you know, it comes with it and it works just fine. I haven't had any issues running out of battery with my unit so far. You get this nice plastic, pretty heavy duty tote, I guess, to connect everything to. It comes with all the cabling you need. It comes with the GT8 HW transducer. And let me tell you, this thing is just a beast. It works super, super well on the ice. In addition, one upgrade from my Striker 4 in terms of the battery that I really like is the cable that came with it. So this came with the adapter cable that I needed to power my unit. But in addition to that, instead of having to unplug these connectors each time to the positive and negative side of the battery, the small ice fishing kit came with this little dongle right here. That's just split off from the main power lines. And all I need to do to charge this is to pop this tap and plug this guy in right here. And all this stuff came with the unit. And when I'm ready to go ice fishing, just unplug that, put the cap protector on, and away I go. One thing you will need to make the 7-inch units, the 73, the 74, and the 75s, work with the GT8 transducer is the adapter cable. So this transducer is a 4-pin transducer. And the input into my 75 SV is a 12-pin input. So you need to buy the 4 to 12-pin transducer adapter cable. And I'll link all the model numbers and stuff below so you know exactly what you need to get a setup like this working on the ice. One thing I will note is that the cable for the transducer, it's an 8-foot cable. I think it's 8 feet. Anyways, it's plenty long enough, but this cable has a silicone coating, so it's very malleable. Not like my Striker 4 portable with the traditional transducer, the 2D sonar transducer. That cable, while it worked fine, I didn't have any problems with it on the ice. If you have it, or if you're looking at it, you will notice that the cable itself is not as flexible, especially when it's cold, and that cable will get very stiff. So you just have to be a little bit extra careful with it when you're doing stuff with it, so you don't accidentally crack the outer casing of the wire. The ice fishing transducer, however, is designed to be cold. It's designed to be used on the ice, so you know you don't have to worry about it. It's very flexible and it just works so well. Now we're going to get into some of the features of the unit. Just as a disclaimer, this is not going to be a full feature video. I'm just going to go over some of the commonly used things about this unit. I'm not going to go into super detail about the different functions, but I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about some of them. So just so you know. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to put this into simulator mode, just so that you can kind of see what some of the screens look like. Obviously, I'm not in my boat or on the ice, so, you know, I want it to be a little bit exciting for you guys. So this is the main screen, and if you have an Android phone or an Apple phone, it will feel a lot like using your phone or a tablet in terms of the apps and how it swipes and the reaction time of the screen. It's not quite as fast or as smooth as the screen on your phone or a tablet might be, but you know, it works very, very well. The main screen here, you're gonna see it's got your charts, your sonars. If you have a screen that you use quite frequently that takes a lot of clicks to get to, the more you use it, it will eventually show up in this frequently used little section right here. So you can see I've gone through a bunch of stuff just looking at it, and these are some of the ones that show up for me because I've used them or I've looked at them fairly often. So first we're going to go into charts. This unit comes preloaded with the Canada Lakeview maps, and that's like something like 13,500 maps all across Canada of all kinds of different lakes. So we've got our fishing charts here, our navigation charts, and our perspective 3Ds. The buttons themselves give you a little bit of a preview of what you can expect to see. So this is the fishing chart mode. Right now I'm looking at the Bay of Quinte just because that's what I wanted to look at. As you can see, it's got some pretty detailed information about what the bottom contours look like. So you can zoom in pretty far and get a real good feel of what some of those gradients might look like. So now we're gonna just have a quick peek at the navigational charts, and the navigational charts will still give you some depths, but it's more so for just helping you get around. And it has a lot of information like ferry routes, buoys, marinas, docks, that kind of stuff. So we'll just have a quick peek at that. So here we're going to look at Lake Ontario from downtown Kingston. As you can see, there's a lot of different markers, lots of anchor points for sailboats. You've got marinas and boat ramps and all kinds of information. We've got details about submerged cables. You've got ferry routes, like this one here is the Wolf Island ferry route from downtown Kingston that goes to Wolf Island. And you can expect to see things like that, and buoy markers and all that stuff. So that's the navigational chart. And it's pretty detailed, and hopefully it will help me get around in my boat a little bit better. The perspective 3D mode, I'm not sure is something that I'll use very often. It seems like a cool feature, but you know, I can't see myself using it too often. It just gives you kind of like a 3D view from the perspective of your boat, almost like a GPS in your car or something like that as you're driving around, and it will tell you. You can't see anything right now because it thinks that I'm in Miami, even though I'm not. So it doesn't show much in terms of the depth or structure around my boat. But if I was in a part of the map where I actually have the maps, you would see information about depth contours and buoys and all this other stuff for navigational purposes. So next we're going to get into the meat of this, and that is the sonar screens, which is why we buy units like this. So this comes with the GT54 transducer, and that is capable of doing your traditional 2D sonar, your clear view down imaging, and your side view side imaging. And then of course you're able to do split screens for all kinds of different types of sonar. So the traditional, you know, looks like you would expect a traditional sonar to look like. Clear view has a really, really great definition of what the down imaging looks like below your boat. Like the detail is really, really nice to see, and I'm super excited to have this on the boat and kayak. But the real reason I wanted this unit was the side view. So to be able to have the side view, to be able to look out from either side of my boat, however far, you know what I mean? Like this thing, I think the side imaging goes up to 120 feet. But you know, you can zoom in and get a better picture of what it looks like depending on what you're looking for. And then of course you can do things like traditional plus clear view. We'll just press on that. That way you have your 2D sonar on one side and you've got your down imaging on the other side. There's a lot of benefits to that because while the down imaging will show you a lot of detail about the bottom of the water, like what the bottom looks like, but it won't show so much of the bait schools that you might see that are a lot easier detectable on your traditional 2D sonar. And then you can do like your down imaging plus your side imaging. And then I see this being a very useful screen, having your side imaging and your down imaging and your traditional 2D sonar all on one screen so you can see everything. For me, however, I would want to have my map, my down imaging, and my side imaging all on one screen. And that's actually really easy to do. So you can customize exactly what you want to see on your screen whenever you want to. All you have to do is go to your combo menu, and then you just press the customize button. And then you say add, and you can do whatever kind of layout you want. So for me, I think it would be beneficial to have like a big maps on the left side. So I'm going to go this one, charts. I want my fishing chart on the big left side. I want my side imaging up top, and I want my down imaging, whoops, on the bottom. I think this is going to be a screen that I will use very often in the boat and in the kayak. And then once I've done that, I can adjust this however I want just by pressing on this middle button here, and I can make my screens look however I want them to look. You know what I mean? And that's a really neat feature. If I wanted to expand my maps just to get a better picture of what's going on around me, I don't have to go back to the navigational menus. I can just press on that screen and boom. It brings me right to the full screen map setting. And then to get back to the screen that I was just on, you just push the back button. And that's the same for any screen that you have on your combo menu. Now you'll notice there's an icon up here that says Pen Optics. So the Garmin 7X series of the ECHOMAP UHD units are all compatible with the Garmin Pen Optics PS22 transducer, but also the LiveScope LVS12 and LVS32 transducers. So I don't have those, but you can add them to this unit very easily. And then that's what the Pen Optics kind of looks like for the forward. Then you've got your down view. If you've never seen LiveScope, it's pretty sick. This actually would be the LVS12, and this would be the LVS32. The next feature I want to talk about briefly, I'm not going to get too much into detail about it, is the Garmin Active Captain. So this is a super awesome feature, and the Active Captain basically pairs the unit with your phone. You can use your phone to do things like upgrade the software of your unit, to sync your waypoints and stuff with your charts on your phone. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with Active Captain. Like I said, I'm not going to get too much into it, but it is a really, really cool feature. So another feature I want to show you is right here. You see these numbers 1 through 4? These are just hotkeys. So right now I have them set up. This one takes me to my ice fishing setup. Number 2 takes me to, I don't know, the dual screen, 2D sonar and mapping. Number 3 takes me to just a map screen, and number 4 is also ice fishing setup. But it's really easy to change this, and I'll show you how. You just go to, I don't know, let's do combo screen 9. Say I want this to be my number 2 button. All I have to do to set that is just press and hold number 2, and now that's number 2. So these are like, give you 4 options for quick access to screens that you use all the time, that you don't want to have to like go back and scroll through all the menus to try and find what you're looking at. So say I want to get back to that number 2 I was just on, just press number 2 and boom. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is the quick draw contour functionality of this unit. So say you're at a lake that doesn't have any map data on it at all, so it's just like a blank slate. You can actually make your own map using this. So it will use the data from your transducer and make its own contour map of what the bottom structure looks like. And then you can save that. And if you want, you can even share that to the Active Captain community. And you can use the Active Captain functionality and download other maps that people have made from other lakes. And then maybe you can find something on the Active Captain community for a lake that you don't have any data on. But anyways, in order to get to that, you just go to your fishing charts or your navigational charts, whichever one. You press menu, quick draw contours, and then you say start recording. That's going to start mapping out everything that you pass over that your transducer picks up. And it's, I don't know, just the fact that I can create my own map, especially for a lot of the smaller lakes that it's really difficult or you just can't get a boat into. For example, some of the lakes in Frontenac Provincial Park, or some other back lakes that just don't have any data. I can get my kayak into those lakes and I can map out that whole lake, and then when the ice season comes, I know what that lake looks like. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If maybe you bought this unit and you haven't used it yet, or you've ordered it and you haven't received it yet, or you're just looking to try and figure out what kind of unit you might want to buy. Like I said, the functionality, everything that this unit does, the 95 or the 93 or the 94 SVs, it'll be exactly the same, just a bigger unit. That's the only difference between them. So I hope that helps you make up a decision. Like I said at the beginning of the video, don't forget to like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the other videos I got coming out. And I'm going to talk about Active Captain in another video. I'm going to do a full review of this on the ice and how it works on the ice. And then in the springtime, when I can get this bad boy on the boat and the kayak, I'll show you what it looks like on the boat and the kayak too with the GT54 transducer. So until those videos, I'll see you guys later.